Zaria Harris-Wadi behind the service line for the Orange. She's got 10 aces on the year herself, and we are indeed underway. Boston College, and the swing from Sam Hoppus down the line ends up in a kill for BC. Hoppus, one of those outside opposite hitters for this team, just under 2 kills per set.
And keep an eye on her as well. She's another one of the heavy arms that Boston College relies on.
Libero Brooklyn Yellen, 3.5 digs per set. She's got 19 aces on the year. A little float serve there, handled by the Orange, middle of the floor, not much behind it. Yellen will set on the right side. It's Hoppus again, this time on the overpass. Right side attack, Yellen with a nice dig for the Eagles. Really good rally to open this one up. Just goes to show you how even these two squads are. Hoppus able to get into one, but it's dug up by Thea Mayava. What a rally here.
Get the timer going.
Backside. It's blocked. It's still alive. Finally put to the floor. Audrey Ross, who else? 3.5 kills per set, talked about at the top of the show, and she ends the longest rally we've seen in a while.
What a dig. Started it off with Yelland in the back row, the libero for Boston College. And that's what I mean with the defense, really creating those opportunities for their hitters to get those big kills.
Eagles out to a 2-0 lead here at home, just underway. Skylar George able to find the donut. Skylar George, a leader on this team, second-year transfer from Utah, where she was actually a walk-on in the back row, but transferred to Syracuse and has really been an impact 6-rotation player for Coach Bakir Ganasharatnam.
Yeah, she's been a nice addition for this squad you mentioned.
Serve goes long, so right back to Boston College. You talk about the importance of, serve receive. Both coaches emphasized it. I feel like it's a common refrain every time we talk to coaches in volleyball, Nicole. It's we got to win the serve battle, got to win serve receive and get our offense going. I think that really rings true, though, in this match.
Absolutely. If you can pass well and get the middles going, as I mentioned, a lot of good pin hitters on both of these teams. So set the middles and really open up that net for the outside hitters to get one-on-one opportunities. Just with one block up is huge.
Right side attack this time. It's Harrington.
You can see everyone working hard to get off the net. Harrington just over the top of the block, right in between the seam, and you've got to get some hands on that to slow it down.
Boston College runs a 6-2 system, which means we'll see 2 setters rotate in. Finally, the whistle blew there, a little miscommunication, but Boston College out to an early lead here in the first set. That was Audrey Ross with the kill. Get a look at the aces per set. Both rank in the top 5 of the conference. Boston College just under 2 per set. There's Aubrey Moore.
Yeah, Boston College has come out aggressive from the start. Syracuse a little bit back on their heels right now. Again, gotta call this ball early and serve receive. Both players looking at each other. There's no time for that.
Aubrey Moore from Darien, Connecticut. And she's got another one. Back-to-back aces for the sophomore.
It has really come out, and they're showing them. Syracuse has got to be aggressive on their communication in serve receive and pass this ball.
Side out percentage for BC. I know it's early, but 100%. Syracuse hasn't had to serve much. This time handled by Ramada, the libero for Syracuse. Got a touch on it there. Out of system ball for the Orange. Kept up in the back row by Rock. Mayava to George. And Skylar George gets into one.
Skylar George, the other outside hitter, playing 6 rotations, meaning she is not coming off the court at all. She has come up huge for Syracuse from the outside pin, and also now keep an eye on her back row. Get some attacking from there as well.
George was a problem for Boston College last year in both matches, and despite the Orange losing both, George had 18 kills and 13 kills in the back-to-back matches. They will go back-to-back again this year. Nice tip shot there. Soana Leea.
Smart play, Leea feeling both blockers are coming up. Well, just one, excuse me, and finds the open spot. You can see Ross going up as high as she can to try and stop that.
Leea, grad transfer from UC Irvine. 10 newcomers to this Syracuse team as that serve will float long. So a couple of service errors for Syracuse here, and none for Boston College. That's something else to keep an eye on here as we go along down this match. Audrey Ross with the serve this time. In system for Maeva. Set was close to the net. McLaughlin couldn't really get much behind it.
Yeah, that is not something we usually see from the setter there. Kind of twisted her body a little bit, and that ball going way too tight in order. You want to get up and swipe that high off the block.
That one into the net, and it gives the serve back to the Orange. This Syracuse team, 12-6 on the year, 4-4 in ACC play. But been a season of improvement for Coach Bacon. The Orange went 15-17 overall last year, and that's another service error. Make it 3 so far in this opening set, Nicole. That could be an issue.
Well, you can't score if you're not going to get the ball in the court. And again, he talked about what kind of serving philosophy he has, and he wants them to be risky, but not those kind of misses that we've seen in the net or wide.
McLaughlin with a roll shot. Danica Rock dug it out on the right side. Harrington. Right now, Boston College got everything working here in the opener.
Yeah, Harrington was having a little action in the middle blocker position last year, but she is too good, he said, to not have her on the opposite, getting some more sets.
Maeva to the middle. This time it'll drop. That's Wadi with the kill. Look at Syracuse, what they did last year, mentioned it, 15-17 overall. They were 3-17 in conference play. First 8 ACC matches, they went 0-8. Already with the 4 ACC wins, eclipsing the total from last year. Yellen's second contact, and Moore just having to throw it over. Free ball here, Wadi out of the middle. That could be a little unlock there, an escape valve for Syracuse.
Yeah, miscommunication there from Boston College. Yellen setting it back row from the back, but no one there to make that attack. Audrey Ross literally ran from middle back to free ball that over so it didn't go down.
Middle attack kept up by the Eagles. Good cover there. McLaughlin rises, but Yellen digs it out. Here's Rock now on the attack, pushes one over. Rock swing, tried to go cross court with it, but it ends up going wide. Syracuse now back within 4.
You can see this one, nice press of the hands over there from Waller of Syracuse. Low and over is the key.
First attack error of the match for both sides. A reminder, we played a 25 here in each of the first 4 sets. Got to win by 2 if a 5th set is needed. Played a 15, still have to win by 2. What a swing from Harrington, jumping out of the gym.
And I just jumped out of my chair because that looked like a huge attack from that opposite. And again, that is one of the main reasons she is on this court, is to bring that offensive power. And man, she just unloads, gets on top of that ball, and that is a hard one to stop.
And that serve just a bit long, but Boston College so far here in this first set, hitting .312 on the year. This is a team that hits right around 234 per set. That's good for 7th in the conference. Syracuse up there at .357 as well. Lucy Mott, the second server, is in. She goes right to the middle, and that's where she finds number 17, Cornelia Roach. Graduate player from Greenwich, Connecticut, middle blocker that has started every match that she's played in this season for BC. Rock sends it away. Back row attack for McLaughlin won't land. Here's Moore now and hits it into the net. That block was there, and that block for Syracuse can be intimidating when you see Harris Wadi and Sydney Waller across the net.
Absolutely, especially when they're getting close. You see there's 4 hands in a row. And again, that low and press over.
Mott goes backside. Hoppus has it stuffed.
Boston College has been having a lot of success on that opposite side that we just saw the attack. So Syracuse made a nice adjustment, getting the middle blocker there, closing that block and shutting it down.
Soana Leea, a couple of blocks here so far. 14 blocks over the last 4 matches alone. She's really turned up the heat. In the middle, Mayava to the backside. Now Moore. Nice cross-court swing for Audrey Ross, excuse me.
Yeah, with Audrey Ross in the front row, look for Boston College now to try to get her the ball. She is the heavy swinger for them. Coach said 2 years ago, a little bit of a high air outside hitter, but much improved over the years, has worked so hard to get out there and improve her game.
Ross had 21 kills in the first match against Syracuse last year, as George, with her 3rd kill of this opening set, comes right back for a side out.
Well, again, Skylar George of Syracuse coming in hard on that angle, and we've seen that throughout the match so far. She's really attacking that seam of the block. The Boston College block not closed, so she's getting that opening.
You know, we have not seen McLaughlin get on the score sheet yet. No kills on 5 swings as that shot goes down the line. And a kill for Ross. Ross has got 4 on 5 swings.
And again, a beautiful pass here for BC. Well, a little bit off, but still able to get it. And what placement, deep corner, that's area 1, the right back where the setters play their defense. So again, a beautiful shot, beautiful swing.
Aubrey Moore with the left-handed serve. Syracuse trying to get McLaughlin going, but that's now no kills on 6 swings, and that's her first attack error. How do they get McLaughlin more involved in this offense, Nicole?
Well, part of it is, you know, when you don't have that going, you got to focus on other things. Don't think about that attack. And right now, other players for Syracuse need to step in and try to get some offensive points. McLaughlin, I have no doubt, will come around.
Maeva. Joust at the net and goes out. Ross couldn't redirect it. There's McLaughlin, the leader on this team in kills. Transfer from Nevada, had 14 kills against UNC on Sunday in the loss, but has been immediately kind of the go-to option on the outside for the Orange, as Ross couldn't get that one over the net. She'll take swings, Nicole, no question about it. She will.
Okay,
it actually did squeeze. She squeezed it right in.
She squeezed that one right past the block, and that is the heavy swing that she has. Powerful. I have not seen her tip one ball yet this opening set.
Yeah, 5 kills already in the match. Had a season-high 22 kills in the 4-set loss to Virginia Tech earlier on this year, as McLaughlin tries short corner. Now back to Harrington. This time the block was set up perfectly for Syracuse.
That was McLaughlin there in the front row, that angle attack. She loves that. I love watching that. I wondered if she played a little beach volleyball, because she has a very good wrist. But this block, right now, BC is probably going to try to attack on the opposite, because McLaughlin is a little bit undersized on the block, but she's just showing that I can handle it.
Quick set to the middle there to the freshman Bella Ehrlich. And how about the statement that she has made early on in her career, Nicole?
Well, she has come in hot, blocking defensively, stopping balls, getting excellent touches, slowing it down. And one thing they're working on now is the offensive piece to her game. They want to get her more involved to get some point scoring going offensively as well.
There is McLaughlin finally getting her first kill after her 8th swing of the match. Let's see if that'll spark something for this offense.
Sometimes you just got to be patient. You know, it's not all working on at once, so you got to focus on how you can add in passing defensively and wait for that other piece to catch on.
Goes out for Danica Rock, sophomore from Porter Ranch, California, Sierra Canyon High School. And Syracuse just kind of lying in the weeds, down by 3 now. Hanging around here in this first set. Maeva behind the line. Moore goes to Harrington. It's tipped right back on the Eagles side. Yellen with a bump set to the left pin this time. Nice dig by Lana Yamada. Moore will tee up Rock again this time. Yamada is there. McLaughlin out of system, has it stuffed.
Out of system set. McLaughlin comes inside, gets her feet to the ball. Good footwork, but BC stops that block. And again, that's the outside pin hitter, which is establishing where they're going to set that block up. BC doing a nice job on the block, really pressing low and over, disciplined.
Eagles got out to a 7-1 lead here in the opening set. 19-15 the score now. Again, played at 25, got to win by 2. Yellen's second contact goes to Hoppus. Harris Wadi with the block.
Harris Wadi in the middle, a top returner for Syracuse. Look how high, elevating, getting those hands over.
55 blocks on the year for Wadi. That's a service ace for McLaughlin back there. Just getting over the top of the tape, her 17th of the year. And a timeout's going to be called by Boston College and coach Jason Kennedy. So what was once a 6-point lead in the first has dwindled to 2 as Syracuse here in Chestnut Hill, Massachusetts. Boston College led 11-4 here in this first set since Syracuse has gone on a 13-8 run. Roach snuffed out of the middle of the floor. Here's Hoppus on the opposite. That Syracuse block has now started to wake up, and it's a 1-point opening set.
Well, Harris Wadi really has done a nice job for Syracuse in the middle. The blocking game right now is really what's getting the momentum for Syracuse. They were down 7-1, but they stayed patient. And here they are, almost tying it up.
Short serve from McLaughlin. First contact from Yellen. A push down the line. Here's Sam Hoppus again. This time tooling the block. And Hoppus with another kill.
And what a nice adjustment. Hoppus gets blocked before, and she's like, I'm not going to let that happen again. A little change of the wrist to go out of bounds off the block. And that's what you've got to do. If people are slowing you down, stopping, you have to find a way to score. Chisel off the block, go outside hands, go high hands.
Sofia Marinovic has entered the match as well, and she's got an ace. Just off the top of the tape, Marinovic did not play on Sunday against Duke, but she's one of the players Coach Kennedy is high on.
Well, this is how BC got off to a hot start this set. They came out strong from the line and got a few points in a row, so Syracuse really needs to get a pass here to stop it.
Taya Maeva to the middle. Yellen with a nice defensive play. Joust at the net. Lucy Mott to the middle. Just can't really get on the same page there. Right side attack. Yellen with another great dig. Free ball coming, though, for Syracuse. LaMotta, first contact here on the right side. Waller had it brought back. Now it's George off the top of the block. Down the line, Audrey Ross. Defense leading offense, Nicole.
Well, defense is one of the keys for BC that they have always taken pride in, and something that's been consistent for them throughout the year. And this match starting off is no different. Ross with a heavy arm on the outside swing. Look at this, just down the line. Syracuse block not able to get there, giving her that leave to like touch it out of play or something to get you grounded and back and remember why you're doing this, and you know, all that. Love that culture.
No doubt about it. That's what it's all about, building a culture, and Coach Ganesha Ratnam has done that over his 4 seasons up at Syracuse, New York. Blocked on the far side. That's number 12, Sam Hoppus.
Hoppus and Roach, Cornelia Roach, number 17 there, the graduate middle blocker, experienced, knows what to do when it's crunch time.
4-0 run for the BC Eagles, 23-18, 2 points away from taking this first set, but send a serve into the net. That marks the third service error of the match, both sides with 3. Harris Wadi now sends it away, and her serve floats long to get it to set point for Boston College.
That serve barely missed the end line, so that to me is a good miss, as Coach Bach told us. He doesn't mind those ones. Going for it, trying to get that ace.
Brooklyn Yellen trying to end this thing and give it to BC in the opener. Right side attack from Waller is pushed right back. Skylar George is stuffed at the net as well. That's Ehrlich with the block, and Boston College takes the first set at home, 25-19. Back in 2018, Boston College looking for their first ever NCAA tournament appearance. Jason Kennedy, winningest coach in Boston College volleyball history, has taken them to new heights. Same could be told for Coach Bacon, Syracuse as well. The 2 programs on the up and up as George pushes one off the block of Hoppus. And a good start for Syracuse after a slow start in the opening set, Nicole.
Well, yeah, they were down 7-1, Syracuse to BC, but they stayed slow and steady and chipped away. So I really want to see how are they going to come out in set number 2. I hope a lot more aggressive than they started off in set 1.
Marie Lorio has entered the match for the first time, and her serve goes long. The freshman from Ann Arbor, Michigan. Highly decorated high school player. Misses the first serve here of the match for her, as Brooklyn Yellen gets it right back for the Eagles. Both teams hit under 200 in the opening set. See if they clean things up offensively here in the second. Yellen out of system here. Ross on the attack. Now here's Hoppus on the opposite. Can't get it to go. Ehrlich. Back row attack from McLaughlin. Finds the floor. There's McLaughlin, and Gabby with a couple of kills in the first set. Has one early on in the second.
Well, BC in that last play setting all 3 different hitters, but Syracuse slowed them down, and in the end, they're going back to McLaughlin in the back row. Now she's moved up into the front row. Let's see if she can get that offensive game back on track.
Start of the season with 4 consecutive double-doubles. Wasted no time making her presence known, and there's a service ace for the Orange. As George back there behind the line. She's got now 23 on the year. Another tough serve to get the Eagles way out of system. And a big swing there from Ross. Won't find the deep corner.
Yeah, that out of system ball, Ross waited well on it, but trying to hit those high hands and just misses.
You're right, though, Nicole. Not often will you see an off-speed shot from Audrey Ross. She's gonna give it all she's got out there on the outside. Here she is again. The line shot will fall.
Well, if it's working, stick with it. And right now, they're not able to. And she gets a nice set, good tempo. This one, a quicker set outside the pin. They're leaving the line open. Now, what have we seen tonight, folks? She's cranking it down the line when they give it to her. So maybe get the block over, take away the line, try to channel her angle and see if they can get some digs.
Taya Maeva to McLaughlin. There's that dynamic duo from Nevada coming over. It's been a big lift to this Syracuse team offensively. Ava averaging just under 10 assists per set. As Moore connects with Ehrlich on the slide, off the rafters, still in play, and a free ball thrown over. This time to the middle, dug out by Ramada. Line shot from McLaughlin is wide. Boston College gets the point. Yeah, this is all in play, Nicole. If anything hits up there in the rafters, got to keep an eye on it. Could deflect and change direction.
Well, we saw the players running one way and pivoted really quick to get that ball down in a nice controlled touch. They were able to keep it in play.
Is that something you practice as the serve goes into the net? Like, can you throw a ball up there and just see where it's going to be? It's going to go somewhere different every time, but I don't know.
I don't know. I'm starting to think that might be a good drill, especially when you have that, because it does happen more often than not.
Right? Couple of service errors on both sides. Syracuse out to a 3-point lead here in the second after dropping the first set, 25-19. Nice dig by George in the back row for the Orange. Right side attack for Harrington, able to squeeze it through the block. And Syracuse up by 4. Okay, they're gonna call a net violation there.
Looks like a net violation, and the ref was pointing to BC, so point for Syracuse.
Yep, there you see it.
Yeah, as she's,
good call.
yep, you can see a little bit tight on the set, on the swing, followed through and hit the top of the tape.
Rock with a cross court.
That kind of a 1-2 punch set. Setter lifts that one up, not even a hand set, but a bump set, and Rock coming in strong. I'm telling you, these pin hitters are not coming in and tipping. They're coming in strong and swinging. They want to establish the tone.
Rock appeared sparingly in the non-conference, but has since come on strong. Nice tip shot from Harris Wadi out of the middle of the floor. You know, this team, Nicole, lost 2 of its 3 blockers from last year. And there are 5 freshman middle blockers on this team, but Harris Wadi is one of those veteran players that has a presence about her in the middle of the floor.
Yeah, it's not easy coming in as a freshman, and especially in the ACC conference. This is one of the top conferences in the country. The quick offenses, the eye work it takes as the middle to make those moves and reads.
All right, welcome back. Syracuse with a 9-4 lead here in the second. Well, knee pads are something that volleyball players have to wear, but where you wear them on your knees has been a topic of conversation, and Cornelia Roach and Audrey Ross talked about that.
It makes people really angry. Like, why are your knee pads so low? So, like, when I'm, like, knee driving, that's what we call it, I, like, hit more of, like, the shin part of my knee. So I never am, like, hitting my kneecap when I'm, like, playing volleyball, other than if I just, like, throw myself on the floor, which is like, okay, I'm probably gonna get a bruise from that anyway, so the knee pad's not gonna help. But it's also kind of more comfortable. I feel like when it's on your kneecap, it also like kind of like cuts off like the circulation behind here. So I think it's more comfy and it's just like a little bit more practical.
Yeah, also maybe a little bit of a style choice.
Okay. True, it looks better when it's not
better.
like curved over your
Yeah,
knee.
like the turtle shell.
So there's a style choice, there's comfortability, but as far as practicality goes, I'm not sure what purpose it's really serving.
I'm gonna go, it started with a style choice, because I've been wondering this for years, so I'm really glad that we had that clip so I could get an answer. I have asked the athletic trainers, and let me tell you, they're not thrilled with the knee pads below the knees. They said we go through a lot more Band-Aids and a lot more Neosporin.
Well,
you certainly didn't do that in my day.
I know, I was a soccer player growing up, and it almost looks like you're wearing shin guards out there, not really knee pads, but
well,
you know what, hey.
You can make a play with your feet if needed, so maybe that's the angle.
That's right. Nice right side attack there. Marie Lorio, freshman outside hitter, getting involved on the action, her first kill of the match. Both of these teams are kind of reaching into their benches to try and find the right recipe here in this match. Seen quite a few players used. Not all that strange for Boston College. Coach Kennedy likes to use quite a deep lineup.
He does, and this year they lost for BC Isabel Paline, one of their outside hitters. She was going to be leading in offensively in the non-conference. She had only played 12 sets, but was averaging just over 3 kills a set. So they lost her, and I think that other outside hitter position, they've really been searching for who's going to be the established player and mixing around, and that's why in some of the lineups we've seen different names in there and a long list of people, but all the players he mentioned kind of bring different things to the table. So depending on what they need, if it's ball control, some digs, or a heavy arm, get offensive weapons going, he feels confident to put someone in.
Already 11 players used for Boston College, and Coach Kennedy, wow. There you see the height and the lift from Audrey Ross. She's got 8 kills in the match.
And one thing we know is she is not coming off the court, that's for sure. This is a little bit of a quicker tempo, and as you can see, that really helps Ross beat the block. Syracuse middle blocker just late. Perfect idea.
On the slide this time, Soana Leea just misses that far corner. Or did she catch a piece?
It looked like she caught a piece, but then I think the ref called in the net for BC.
Okay.
Looks like coaches are having a talk and maybe a chance for a challenge.
All right, so Coach Kennedy is going to bring out the green challenge card and challenge whether or not his player went into the net. Coaches get 2 challenges per match. If you win the challenge, or if you're correct, you get to retain that challenge. If you lose it, it's gone for the match. A little bit of a gamble here early on to use that challenge in the second set. I don't know.
Yeah, tough to tell there. The net's not moving at all from the players. Looks like it was...
All right, so the call is overturned. Checking the touch at the net. Call overturned. Challenge retained for Coach Kennedy, and Coach Sharatnam getting some clarification from the officials here.
All right, sometimes it doesn't go the way you want. For BC it did, and now they got to get back to the service line and see if they can get some points here with Brooklyn Yelland at the line.
All right, so that's a big swing there. What was a 4-point lead down to 2. George pushes one straight to the floor. And Skylar George leading the way with 4 kills for the Orange tonight. Back to a 3-point lead as George sends one away. Lucy Mott in as the setter. Hoppus tries the line, misses wide. And an attack error gives Syracuse that 4-point lead right back.
Yeah, and it seems Syracuse block is giving up the line on both ends of the pin.
Mott right back to Ross. Dug out by George. Here she is, a little give and go, but it's stuffed. Ross and Ehrlich in the combo block there.
And again, that's that eye work, keeping an eye on all the hitters available. They know with George in the back row, that is an option to come down the BIC, the middle of the court. Good positioning for BC block.
3 blocks for the Eagles here in this second set, none so far for Syracuse. And that'll be into the net for the second setter, Aubrey Moore. Lana Ramada with the serve. A little off kilter there for Ross. Right back to McLaughlin with the tip shot. Haven't really been able to see her power a couple yet. One blocked off the swing of Harrington. Here's Ross now on the far side looking for the deep corner, and it floats just a bit long. 5-point lead for the Orange. What a great story for the libero for Syracuse too. Lana Yamada. Long road to Syracuse from Japan included stops at Central Wyoming and Western Arizona. Just a story of perseverance, relentlessness to get to the Division I level for Yamada. There she is on the dig, joust at the net. And Yamada tees up McLaughlin. There she is getting into one for a kill, and Gabby McLaughlin working her way up now with 4 kills in the match.
Hey, chipping her way back in there. I know we have not said her name as much as we usually have in past games, but she's hanging tough, trying to get her way back in. Skylar George and McLaughlin both with 4 kills.
Audrey Ross into the block. Ehrlich has to just throw one over, and it goes out. So maybe a bit of a freshman mistake there for Bella Ehrlich.
Yeah, I think so. Not really knowing where that one's going to go or trying to set her a little bit too tight. But one thing for BC, Audrey Ross, she has a very high volleyball IQ. And so he took her advice, and here they are doing a nice job really stepping in and making a huge impact for Syracuse.
Yeah, Coach Big told us, you know, like you said, initially questioned the height, whether that would play in the ACC. There's a service ace for Yamada, but he didn't have to wait too long to find an answer.
Hey, when you've got that volleyball IQ and you can come in and know how to chisel blocks, you have a good hand on the ball, as I mentioned. McLaughlin has some nice, beautiful shots, wrist away. You can hang.
5-0 run for Syracuse here on the road. They dropped the first set. Now with a 9-point lead in the second, make it a 6-0 run as McLaughlin has started to find a rhythm in this match. See her numbers: 6 in the ACC in kills per set, 11 double-doubles in the 18 matches played. 2024 All-Mountain West team selection last year. Syracuse has done a really good job behind the service line too, Nicole, of just getting Boston College out of system. And that one out of system for Syracuse won't end up as a positive result for McLaughlin.
Yeah, Syracuse serving game a lot improved from set number 1. And again, it's not always getting the aces, but putting it in a good spot to create some miscommunication, to maybe put the pressure on those front row hitters, outside hitters who are also passing, and try to get them out of rhythm a little bit.
Oh, sneaky from Maeva. Just throwing that one over to get to 20 points here in the second.
Hey, she wants to get on that stat board with the kills. Take a look here, both hands up, ready to go. And that's the thing, you got to commit to it like you're going to make that set to really throw the blockers off. Beautiful dump.
26 kills for the setter on the year. See if Boston College can respond here in the second. Who do they go to? That's Danica Rock on the far side for the kill.
Danica Rock out there, a player, as I mentioned, they're trying out some different outsides and what people can bring, but brings that ball control, working on that termination piece. So that was a nice kill to see from her. Strong swing.
There's Savannah Curtis back behind the line now. 13 players used in all so far for Coach Kennedy in this match, as the tip shot snuffed out. Big swing from McLaughlin. Gabby McLaughlin with 6 kills.
And those overpasses, those over digs from Boston College is giving those free ball opportunities. Syracuse really cleaned that up this second set and has capitalized on them. Didn't see that as much in set number 1.
Yeah, 1 kill from McLaughlin in the first. She's got 5 here in the second. And that's Rock again. 2 on the block. All 4 of Rock's kills here in this second set as well. Didn't take any swings in the sweep to UNC last Friday. Had 25 in the win against Duke on Sunday. So, you know, Coach Kennedy's just trying to find the recipe that's going to make this thing go for Boston College here, and a lot of different lineups here, trying to find that rotation that'll work, that magic rotation. Still searching here in conference play. Lucy Mott, the sophomore from Toledo. How about Skylar George? Little emphasis behind that one.
Bring in the power. Let me tell you, these left side hitters for Syracuse, they sure are elevating, getting up, and I love the tempo of this set coming out. Boston College, the middle blocker, not able to get there and close the block. So they've got that seam wide open, and they're really crushing it.
5 straight matches with 10 or more kills for George. She looks to build. Here she is again, this time with the left hand. Left-handed swing from Hoppus. Try to cut the corner a little bit too much. It's 23-14 as Syracuse has vaulted their way into a great position. What's been the biggest difference, Nicole, here in the second set from the first set?
Well, they've kept the errors down. They've kept the ball in, given some service pressure, which is much better than set number 1. But really, their patience overall, not coming out strong in set number 1. I'm really impressed with their patience and waiting for the game to get there, and haven't been showing any frustrations, at least from what we can see on their faces, but staying connected. So I think that's been huge, and it speaks a lot to this team and the culture that coach talked to us about, how important that is to each and every one of them.
It can be sometimes tough to get off to a fast start on the road. This time it's out of the middle. Cornelia Roach with a kill.
Well, and especially Syracuse hasn't won at BC since 2019. So you got to think that's a little, you know, something on the back of their minds. They're not always thinking about that, but there's something about this gym for BC, home gym, that's really helped them the last years.
Marjanovic, Sofia sends it away. Set point for the Orange, and they put it away. Soana Leea with the kill, and Syracuse with an emphatic return after dropping the first set 25-19. And ACC play is a bit of an interesting one in the scheduling for the ACC, but nevertheless a home and home in the same week for these two squads. We're underway here in the third. Nicole Brana, Sam Ravitch, great to have you with us here on this Wednesday night of volleyball. This has been a good one, all even, a set apiece. Right side attack. It's Maria Lorio. Good effort from Rock there, but couldn't keep it up, and Syracuse will take the first point of the third set.
Well, Audrey Ross for BC has really been terminal from the outside pin, and Syracuse not able to slow her down, so good adjustment on the block here in set 3 to get a big one.
Audrey Ross has already taken 19 swings in this match. High bump set to George, who tips down the line. Cover is there for more, and that tip won't go over the net for Harrington. .2-0 start for the Orange. Zaria Harris-Wadi, sophomore from New Jersey. Oh, miscommunication there, look out. Good chance coming here. Yellen with a nice dig. Man, has she been impressive tonight in the libero jersey. And this one just tipped off the block from Skylar George. Smart play from the redshirt sophomore outside. Brooklyn Yellen's already got 10 digs here in this match.
There
nice
we
shot
go.
from Ross.
Well, Yellen set that up with a beautiful pass. The last couple, Syracuse was targeting Audrey Ross in serve receive because, again, she's front row, so they want to try to have her touch the ball twice, try to get a passing error. That one, probably a mistake serving the libero, nails that pass and gets him out of the rotation.
There's the aforementioned Yellen. Good serve and an ace for Brooklyn.
Yeah, Brooklyn Yellen, I was looking at the stats and I was looking at all the assists. I'm like, wait, they have 3 different setters running this. And coach said, no, she is one of the best libero setters. We get so many points off of her sets when she has that second contact. Reminds me of another libero at Kentucky, Molly Tuzzo. They jump set, they have beautiful hands, their hitters. So when in doubt, move out of the way. She can handle it.
Yeah, that's you know, maybe not part of your offense per se, but it is certainly that it's something that's taken into account by the coaching staff, and Coach Kennedy uses it as a weapon for his team. Harrington elevates, couldn't control it in the back row for McLaughlin. And Boston College back in this third set as they will substitute and move rotations. Aubrey Moore checks out. Lucy Mott checks in as the second setter in this 6-2.
And Harrington right there, you see, yep, as a 6-2. So the BC has 3 hitters at all times in the front row. The setters only play the back 3 rotations.
Nice shot from George. Seen that come into play quite a bit. George played 32 matches during her first year with the Orange last year, made 28 starts, was second on the team in kills, and led this team in total receptions as well. She was one of, if not the most impactful player for this team coming back. Overpass, touched at the net, falls on Boston College's side as Hoppus has it sent back. So on Leia in the middle with McLaughlin. That's been a good combo block for the Orange this year.
Yeah, they're setting up a disciplined block. Look at the movement, footwork, nice and easy, calm, good read for Syracuse to get out there. And they're doing a nice job slowing the opposites down of BC.
There's Yellen on second contact to Ross off the top of the block. George handles in the back row. Here goes McLaughlin, sent back. George with a quick cover. And the middle of the floor, Leia with the kill.
Yeah, an adjustment here for Syracuse. Audrey Ross of BC was on fire, unstoppable that first set. And now Syracuse has made an adjustment defensively. Even though the block not going straight down, getting nice high hand touch that they're able to dig and get those transition points.
George sends it long. Yeah, to your point, Nicole, 6 kills in the first set for Ross. She has had 3 kills since the first set. There she is now behind the line. On the slide, Leia couldn't put it down. Good defense from the Eagles. Rock tools the block there, handled by the Orange. McLaughlin takes flight with a line shot and finds that line. So it looks like McLaughlin is becoming a little bit more crafty with some of those shots on the outside pin.
Well, she does. She has a good IQ, as I mentioned, one of the highest on the team, but she knows where to put the ball. She has good vision when she gets up there, elevates, and takes a look.
7 kills, 3 blocks. There she is again. This time it's snuffed out in the back, though, by Ross playing some nice defense. Back row attack. George tips over. First touch, Hoppus. There's a back row attack by Ross. This time it's kept up. McLaughlin, good defense. Tip shot goes wide from George. Good defense leading to offense for Boston College, but just to go back on McLaughlin's volleyball IQ here.
Well, she just has some good vision of the court. She has a good feel for the space, where things are. You can see she elevates high, getting over the block. Like we said, not the tallest hitter out here, a little bit undersized, but she is just hanging just fine in the ACC. But having that IQ really puts her above.
Do you think that's something that she's had to learn over the course of her career? Because she may be considered an undersized player, you got to figure out other ways to score other than just jumping over and powering the block?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. You got to chisel the block, high hands. Like I said, her vision of the court, knowing that area 1, that's where the setters, especially for BC, running the 6-2, are going to be back there digging. So she wants to take them out of the play if she doesn't have that big, hard, clean swing to come in.
That's Lorio with her 3rd kill of the match. Mentioned the freshman from Ann Arbor. Had a season-high 8 kills against Colgate, but she's only played in 3 ACC matches so far, making this her 4th. Freshman on the right side for the Orange. Ehrlich taps over. LaMotta digs it out. Yellen, a high bump set. Hoppus as it's sent right back by Harris Wadi. It's got 57 blocks on the year now. The sophomore middle for Syracuse forces a timeout.
In the other rotation, they'll have 3. And Boston College is running a 6-2. So as we've seen with the rotations, the setters will play 3 rotations in the back row, and BC will have 3 attackers at all times in the front. So you know what? Different teams run these for different reasons. Personnel, they need some more offensive weapons on the court. And this is what's, it's nice to see sometimes and talk about and teach people watching these different options that teams can have. Consistency with the 5-1 for the setter is nice because that setter is setting all the way around, and then in a 6-2, you've got the setters changing and setting hitters, so sometimes it can run into a little trouble with that rhythm, but tonight seems to be working for both.
So Maeva with a service ace and then a service error. What are some of the, you mentioned some of the attributes or reasons why a coach might go to a 6-2 versus a 5-1. What are some of those reasons as to why a coach would make that decision?
Well, sometimes it's personnel, and sometimes it's they want point scorers out there at all times.
Right.
They have two good setters that they feel confident in that can get out there and run the court. And for BC, Jason Kennedy did tell us his goal each game is to get 15, 16 kills a set. So, for him, having 3 attackers at all times is going to be helpful to try to reach that goal.
No question
about it. And for
Syracuse,
they recruited and got a transfer in Maeva and has come in and won the job, and they feel confident having her on the court at all times running the 5-1.
There's McLaughlin sending it away this time. That's a nice kill on that left pin. Sofia Marinovic from Serbia. Now, she came out of the gate firing this year for this team. Had a 9-kill match and an 8-kill match in her first 2 collegiate games, but hasn't eclipsed those numbers since late August. She's getting up there in this match. Harrington cuts one a little bit too tight, and it is 14-7. Well, Saturday morning, 10 a.m. Eastern, ACC Huddle crew will be at the University of Louisville to get you ready for another full day of football. 2-hour pregame show. They'll have game previews along with expert analysis and featured stories right here on the ACC Network and the ESPN app. Louisville fresh off that huge win over Miami, knocking them out of the undefeated conversation. ACC football is going to be a conference to watch down the stretch of the season. A lot of scenarios already playing out for conference championship weekend as Ross's swing goes long. Or did she get a touch? Got a touch at the net.
Looks like she got the touch, yep.
Good in-system ball here. Right side attack from Lorio is dug out by BC. Bump set from McLaughlin, awfully tight to the net, and it looks like the antenna was moving there.
Yeah, an error there on that out-of-system set, just pushing it a little bit too tight. Now, some people do want to get it up there so that players can go up and swipe the ball off the block, but that one hitting the antenna before she's able to attack it.
Backside, Lorio, the tip shot. Too hot to handle there for Boston College. Syracuse has been in command here in this third set, really since the first. They've turned it on.
Well, and Lorio coming in, getting 3 kills right now, making a good read on that one. Sees the open spot and just a nice soft placement over the block, causing some problems for BC.
Aubrey Moore tees up the middle this time. Harrington on the right side with the kill. And a Harrington now with 5 kills on 17 swings tonight. And more substitutions.
Coach feels when Harrington on the court right there, number 14 in white, that they are the best version of themselves, trying to get her the ball as much as they can. Very strong player, strong attacker. Always trying to get her matched up with the top outsides.
George, just a bit wide there.
I liked that idea, opening right there in the middle of the court, defender a little bit deep. And she looks like she took a look at that one too when she went up. Starting to wonder if there's some beach experience with these athletes.
Maeva, there she is again with the setter kill. That's her second of the match. Speaking of beach, look at this. Nicole Branna, back of the Minnesota Gophers, those days. Yep, they're on the beach. Big Ten Player of the Year.
Those are some good days. And like these coaches said about the athletes, so grateful to be having their opportunity. I felt the same. What an incredible experience to play at the collegiate level, and then fortunately worked on to play beyond. Wish I had played beach earlier, because I got a lot of nice shots from the beach game that I brought back to indoor when I went. I thought, wow, I didn't have that hands and wrist action when I played.
Is that one of the carryovers from beach to the hardwood, is you can kind of move the ball a little bit more in
you
beach?
can kind of carve it around a little more, and also you're a lot quicker once you hit back to the hardwood.
Oh, yeah, I bet. You're not running in quicksand anymore. That helps.
That's right.
Lay on the slide. And kept up momentarily, and Sequoia Lane pushes one just past the end line there. The point goes to Syracuse. 70-12 here in the third set. Boston College took the first. Syracuse took the second and lead here in the third.
And those unforced errors is really what's causing some problems here for BC in set 2 and that last one. You cannot throw that out of bounds.
Off the top of the block there from Marjanovic.
Well, we've seen Ross starting to use the high hands, and now Marjanovic going after him as well, because Syracuse stepped up their blocking game throughout these different sets. And I like BC's adjustment to attack high hands. They're not just hitting in the belly of the block anymore.
To the middle. Wadi has it dug out by Ross. What a dig in the back row. Now Ross here on second contact. Lane with the cross-court kill.
Take a look, Audrey Ross laying out, getting down to keep that ball alive for her team. And now a beautiful out-of-system set. Steps right in from the middle back, and a beautiful lift for her teammate to get on top of it.
Boston College on a little bit of a run here, but it's quelled by who else? McLaughlin with her 9th kill of the match.
Yeah, coach said McLaughlin wants to play pro after her time here at Syracuse. Given all she's got here for Syracuse and learning all she can. You know, a lot of these athletes, they never reach their full potential, because they just keep growing and improving, and it's so nice to see the coaches invested in wanting them to get to be the best players they can and beyond.
How about Marie Lorio here in this match? A player that hasn't really appeared much up until this point of the season, but she's got 4 kills on 8 swings with just 1 error. Tack on 4 digs as well. On the overpass, touchdown, McLaughlin, with maybe the easiest one she'll get all night. And Boston College and Coach Kennedy will utilize their final timeout here of the third.
Want to get a good, RPI rating for the tournament, and also to prepare them for the season. But it's going to be really interesting. I think Texas, Nebraska, the clear top of the heap there, and then after that, it's tough. In this conference, the ACC, I'm telling you, they have 6 teams in the top 25 right now. No matter who you're playing in this conference, you've got to come out strong every single night. It is tough. I've covered a few teams. SMU, wow, they've got some real heavy hitters on that team, beating highly ranked Miami earlier this week.
Ended a 15-game win streak there for the Hurricanes. This is a tough conference top to bottom, with 6 ranked teams in the ACC poll this week.
And actually, Sam, I was wrong on that. It was Cal who beat Miami in a reverse sweep, and SMU took down number 4 Louisville. Sorry about that.
No, and then Louisville's going to go see UNC this Sunday at 3 Eastern time on ESPN as well. So North Carolina, the only undefeated team here in the ACC, will start to get tested a little bit more as we go down the back half of the conference slate. But I'm going to put you on the spot here, Nicole. If I gave you Nebraska and Texas versus the field for the NCAA tournament, are you taking one of those 2 teams, or are you going to take the field?
Ooh, that's a tough one.
I'm asking you, how good are Nebraska and Texas this year?
They're
are they
good.
that much
Very
better
good.
than the field? Okay.
They have a lot of weapons. They have a lot of people they can count on. Texas, I think, over the last years, had good seasons, but wasn't like what we saw when they were winning championships. I think they're back to that, to what they were looking like when they won those back-to-back NCAA championships. So
yeah, I'm with you. I might take one of those two to maybe pull away with this thing, but Boston College hanging around here in the third set. A net violation there from Syracuse. 21-16 is the score here. Marjanovic sends it away. Ava tees up McLaughlin for a back row attack. Now on the right side, Harrington has it blocked right back to Boston College. To the middle of the floor, it's Ehrlich finding the deep corner.
Ehrlich getting in, doing the work. The middle blockers, you know what? Not always getting those sets all the time, but I like how Harrington, they have a nice coverage here. You see Ross lifting that one up. Aubrey Moore, beautiful, quick to the middle. She did it, and they learn about it, they hear about it, and it is an incredible opportunity if you're able to do that.
Yeah, no question. Coach Kennedy told us that he got a FaceTime from Haggerty when she was in France in her apartment, kind of overlooking the city there, and just a little bit of a humble brag from his former player.
Sunset, you know, what a better time to do that.
Well, you know, I will say, Boston College and Syracuse, for that matter, this time of year, maybe no prettier place in the country with the fall foliage, but yeah, Coach Kennedy getting a nice FaceTime call from his former captain in France. 22-17 is the score here in the third. Syracuse trying to close out this third set. Boston College playing some ferocious defense, though, making it tough as Ross straight into the dig of Harris Wadi. Now to the outside again. This time, Ross able to terminate.
We'll look for her to get the sets right now in the front row again. She's got the hot hands. I like that quick tempo from Yellens on her high hand set dig. Quick out to Ross and puts it away, beating the block.
Ross has got 12 kills. That matched her team leading 12 in the match this Sunday against Duke. As that swing goes just a bit wide, Boston College now down by 3. They're hanging around here in the third. No timeouts left for the Eagles, 1 for Syracuse.
I was watching the podcast with Audrey Ross, and they talked about her trip to Boston College, and she said it was her first time coming to the East Coast. The leaves were perfect, the colors were amazing, and I thought, yeah, I remember when I went on my Minnesota trip. They didn't tell me about that cold weather, but, you know, they got me there at the right time.
Talk to me in the middle of January when it's dark outside at 3:30 in the afternoon. But
yeah, but it's fun to come for your experience in college, to go somewhere else, maybe that you grew up in California, try a new place. I loved my time at Minnesota, the different seasons, which they also have here at BC.
And that shot from George going long. She looked around looking for a potential block. Let's see if Coach Ganesh Ratnam will pull out the challenge card here with how close this set is. And it looks like they will take a second look at this. Coach Bake utilizing his first challenge of the match. Coach Kennedy won his when he threw out the green challenge card in the second set. We'll see if Coach Ganesh Ratnam wins this one. Looking at the block here for Boston College, those high hands. Looks like Haggerty was the highest there. And also looking at that back line.
That sure does look close. Taking their time with this call.
Yeah, looking for some clear and conclusive evidence. And again, you know, you can look at both the touch at the net and, let's say, the ball happens to be in or out on that back end line. That could also change the outcome of the call. So you're looking at a couple of things here in this review.
And looks like almost like it hits just the edge of the white line. It just has to touch any part of the line. Try to see if we can see any maroon in between. And wow, that does look like...
It's close. All right, so the call is going to stand here. Syracuse loses one of their 2 challenges. This is our featured ACC Network Women's Soccer Top 10 doubleheader tomorrow night, 6 Eastern Time. Number 3, Virginia hosting number 7, Florida State. And then number 1, Notre Dame in Blacksburg to take on Virginia Tech. Both of those games also available streaming on the all-new ESPN app.
Well, we mentioned all the ranked teams for ACC Volleyball. We got 3 right there in that promo for soccer. So this conference is on fire.
Yeah, this has always been a really good soccer conference. It's been a really good lacrosse conference in years past. Field hockey as well, of course. Maeva on the slide to Leia. Mott with the dig, this time in transition. It's Gabby McLaughlin with the dig in the back row. And a free ball over. Where does Boston College go? Mott to the middle, and a kill. Job well done out of the middle of the floor. That's Grace Milliken.
And you can see Yelland running across the whole court to get that ball. She wants that perfect pass and the opportunity for her team to score and try to get this set 3 victory.
Skylar George elevates. Mott first contact, Yellen to Ross. Nice dig from Yamada. And it's stuffed right back. Milliken getting in on the action.
Well, don't be surprised if Audrey Ross gets these next sets, because she is really bringing it right now. Joust at the net, all the players going up. They see it's tight. Trying to get that second touch on the ball. Syracuse all around. Just kind of watching that one land. Missed opportunity for coverage.
All the way back to bring it within 1. Still ways to go here. Syracuse with the lead. Boston College, though, with the serve.
If they get the opportunity, look for BC to set Audrey Ross on the outside for another big kill.
The Orange led 22-17 here in this 3rd set. 5-1 run since then for the Eagles. Maeva to George. Dug out by Yellen. And a perfect dig at that. On the attack again, George this time slows her roll, but it's slowed down by that block for BC. Tipped over. George first contact. Back row attack, McLaughlin. Ross. McLaughlin digs it out again. Good rally here as George reloads. And the point to BC as it goes out. Syracuse again thought they got a touch at the net. They did not. Yeah, 9 different players with a kill so far in this match, Nicole. 6 for Syracuse, but that just kind of speaks to the different systems.
Right, the different systems are running a 6-2 versus a 5-1, but nice variety from both of these teams getting people involved. But right now, I'm going to Ross.
Yeah, why not when it's been working? They'll go right back to her. And she just caught a piece at the net to get it to set point for BC. That's the first lead of this set. Again, they trailed by 7, 14-7. What an inflection point this is in the match. Maeva on the slide. Leia couldn't get much behind it, but it does just drop in there. All tied 24-all again, got to win by 2.
Well, I was going to say my comment about staying aggressive at the end of a match, but that one actually paid off. Soft tip over, but I always love seeing athletes go up and still bring in their heat.
Takes set point off the board, and George sends it away for the Orange. Lucy Mott to the outside. Ross with an emphatic kill. That's what they've been looking for.
I mean, Syracuse has to know right now that Ross has the hot hand. They're going to get her the ball right now when they need to win this set. Tied at 1 set apiece. Ross is on fire.
Allie Knack coming in on set point. On the cross court there, McLaughlin able to squeeze that one just inside the line to erase set point.
Well, she has a nice angle shot and some nice angle hits. She really does know how to tag it. She's beating the block and both defenders.
Good chance coming here. McLaughlin on the outside has it stuffed. Sequoia Lane was there.
This gives BC their 8th block and solo for Sequoia Lane. That is such a good feeling when you get that lineup and that low and over press, disciplined block. Feels just as good as getting a big kill.
Lane with 2 kills on the match, 2 digs, couple of blocks as well. Set point back to the Eagles. Tip shot, kept up, pushed over, free ball coming for the Orange though. Maeva tight to the net, goes to McLaughlin, another block from Lane, and Boston College takes the 3rd set. Sophie Arianovic back to send it away. And another player that didn't appear in the match against Duke on Sunday, but has played a much larger role here in this one. Underway here in the 4th set, another dig from Brooklyn Yellen. Off the net for Audrey Ross, dug out by McLaughlin in the back row. Here's George on the tip shot, finds the open space, and Skylar George now with 9 kills on 30 swings here in this one.
And yet for Syracuse, we haven't seen as many players being thrown in there and subbed in and trying different things. They're more consistent in their lineup of players that are out there and making things happen, whereas Boston College has relied on several other players to come in and give them that spark when needed.
Pushed across the face of the net, and Ehrlich is there with a block along with Harrington to deny Skylar George this time. Brooklyn Yellen, unsung hero for this Boston College team. 16 digs, couple of assists in this one, and a service ace. Another block. Different players this time, but it's Harrington.
And as we mentioned, defense is one of the keys here for Boston College, always has been, and Brooklyn Yellen, a big reason why they are still in this match tonight. She is getting under the ball, lifting it up for her setter to get good hands on it and set those hitters.
Ross has it blocked. They go right back to her. Roll shot this time down the line. Back row attack for McLaughlin. It's Yellen with the dig. Second contact for Aubrey Moore, and a free ball coming for the Orange. Maeva goes over in 2. She's got 3 kills tonight.
Hey, she's doing it just at the right time. You can see she's going still up to hand set, not giving anything away. Take a look, hands are up. The hitters are still going for it, calling for that ball. And that creates that open opportunity.
I shortchanged her. She's got 4 kills tonight. Harrington using the trampoline there to pound that one to the floor.
But one of the keys for BC tonight, Coach told us, was to slow down the Syracuse left sides. And I think their block has certainly taken that task to heart. And they have done a nice job. If it's not straight down, they're getting good touches on the ball and able to transition for points.
11 blocks total for this Boston College team so far tonight. Is that Maeva again? 5 kills
she's
for
like,
the setter.
you know what? I can get some kills in action too here. I'm going to hold these blockers a little bit longer.
Taya Maeva put up about 8 assists per set last year. That's gone up to nearly 10 this year. McLaughlin off the top of the tape. Lane just throws it up. Yellen with the set. And Mata with the dig there for the Orange. Ross down the line. 15 kills for Audrey Ross, the junior from Danville, California.
Audrey Ross, she's coming in hard on the angle. Look at it backing up, and again, has a little bit of line open on that block, and she is certainly finding it any chance they give it to her.
She is one swing away from hitting the 40 mark tonight. This one tooled off the block from McLaughlin, who herself has 35 swings.
Well, these are the two outside hitters, respectively, on each team that we thought are the hot hand for the team, been leading them in kills and attempts, and need to come up big in this match.
4-piece here in the fourth. Boston College with a 2-1 advantage here in the match. Lane off the block and out. Sequoia Lane getting really involved in this offense. Hasn't had more than one kill in a match since the Notre Dame loss at the end of September. But here she is tonight with 3.
Well, Sequoia Lane touches 10-5, so Coach loves that. Really gets up there, can hit over the block. Has been struggling a little bit with some, errors on the attack, but really been working on that. Look at this tonight. Not only coming up with big blocks, and again, there's Ehrlich in the middle. I am really impressed with her defense tonight. A little pop-up, and then she sees the middle, takes a small step over, stays in front of her, and presses those hands over.
She's had 5 or more blocks in 9 of the team's 20 matches so far this season. And that's going to be, I believe, double contact. I don't think that was touched by the block, and McLaughlin caught it right off the net.
Yeah, 4 touches there. Didn't touch the block, so you can't play that ball again. And it seems like Syracuse a little bit hesitant right now. Their shots aren't quite going over. They're just trying a little bit too hard to make it perfect instead of going back to what we saw when they really dominated in set 2.
3-0 scoring run is ended there on the right side from Loria. Now we have seen Sydney Waller on that right side for Syracuse for a good portion of this season, but Coach Bakir Ganasharatnam opting to go with the freshman Lorio on that right pin. Here she is again off the top of the block and kept up by Yellen. Maeva to George. Nice dig from Yellen again. Backside, Lorio has it rejected by Ehrlich.
Yeah, that block for BC shutting down the opposites of Syracuse. As you mentioned, Sydney Waller did start the match off, and after 6 attempts, she was 0 for 6, so Coach made the change. But right now, BC doing a nice job shutting down the opposites for Syracuse.
How about that? 4 blocks in this set alone for the Eagles, none on the other side for the Orange. Touch from the middle, and Harris Wadi able to pick up another kill. She's got 7.
With the block going that well for BC, look for Syracuse to make some of those adjustments, not just going up and cranking it, but taking a look, putting it in good spots like that last soft touch.
Harris Wadi's serve goes just a bit wide and gives it right back to Boston College. How about this? Both teams, Nicole, siding out at exactly 61% here in this match. That's kind of how even this thing has been.
Yeah, these teams, they're, with their stats and with their places they are in the ACC, we knew this was going to be a good match and coming down to the wire.
Good job by George to tool that block this time. If there's one player that's not going to be, afraid by a block, it'll be Skylar George for Syracuse. She is always swinging strong. Here's Moore trying the middle. This time it's snuffed out. And right back out of the middle. So on Alea. Yeah, talked about, both of these teams with a lot of new faces this year. Coach Ganasharatnam bringing in 7 transfers, 3 freshmen, 10 new players.
Yeah, I said he started the year with 6 players on the roster, so a little bit behind in recruiting true freshmen. And you mentioned they've always had a history of bringing in some transfers there, a process, integrating them into the team, the school. But they really look at the players. He said a big part of it is the character and the athletes that they're recruiting. Someone easily can fit onto the team and build a good culture.
Yeah, so we're going to take another look at this one, Nicole. Off the serve, the ball was ruled out. I actually thought it was in off first glance. We'll have to get another look at it. Maybe, yeah. Oh, that's another close
see a
one.
little, yeah, you almost see a little sliver of maroon in between that, which would mean the ball was out.
Yeah, so Coach Skanasharatnam using another challenge here. Remember, Syracuse lost their first, so lose
That's
this
right, if
one,
he doesn't,
you could be done for the match, or at least until you get to a fifth, if you can force one. Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know. What do you think, Nicole? That's tough.
It looks like you can see a little bit of the maroon there in between on the line. So I would, if it were me making the call, I would stick with the call as was called out. But I also understand going for the challenge right now. Boston College momentum is on their side. They have really, after set number 2, when Syracuse bounced back from set 1, came out hot, dominated, Boston College has not given up. They had their blocking game, their defensive game. Brooklyn Yellen, the libero, is really out there working hard, digging a lot of balls, and the freshman middle blocker for BC, Bella Ehrlich, she is really moving well at the net, making good reads, and doing exactly what Coach wanted them to slow down the outside hitters for Syracuse. They've got Skylar George of Syracuse hitting negative.
So the call is confirmed there, Nicole. So Syracuse and Coach Skanasharatnam out of their challenges. Yeah, no, you're on it tonight. And you know, again, if Syracuse can force a 5th set, they would get a challenge back. But as of right now, they have 0 remaining, and there's still a lot of points left on the board here in this 4th set. So we'll see how that goes down the stretch. Well, right off of that, they get a point back. So I guess it all evens out in the end, right?
That's right. That's when you say as a player, the ball never lies.
Yeah.
Although we did see good footage of it, so.
We did. Skylar George back to serve. This has been a tight match all the way through. On the overpass, it's put straight down by Leia.
Well, and they're going to target Audrey Ross right now of BC. They're going to serve her, try to get her to make some errors on the passing game. Just a little bit too much on that one. And here's what you can't do is let Syracuse go on a run and get that momentum shifted.
Try to get Boston College a little more uncomfortable, and that one finds that back line from Skylar George. She's got 2 aces tonight. She can get on a little bit of a heater back there behind the line. 24 aces on the year, good for 2nd on this team. Better in system ball there, and Harrington squeezes one through the block.
And again, when that happens, the block not quite there, those hands low and over the net, but creating a gap in between the net so that ball can just roll right down, especially when you're bringing the heat. You can see how far off those hands are of the Syracuse block.
Anna Harrington 2nd on the team with 7 kills tonight. Audrey Ross leading the way with 15. Yellen, little one-handed save, set perfectly. And there on the left pin, put to the floor by Ross. What a one-handed dig from Yellen to tee up Aubrey Moore to get it out to Ross. Way out of system.
And another,
another
one. That one just a little bit wide, hitting the antenna, not able to keep it in. BC just keeping the pressure on Syracuse, and they don't have an answer right now.
Lucy Mott with the serve. Into the net there, and that block is, it's certainly making them think twice, at least.
Well,
the Syracuse
and that's
attackers.
and that's exactly what it does. When your blocking game is going, you've got the hitters thinking twice. figuring out what are they going to be able to do, and it's creating those errors as well, because we don't see a lot of those hits in the net from these players. But right now, the serving game, the blocking game, defensive game, it's all clicking right now for BC.
5-0 more on the block, but they've both been impressive in their own way.
They have, and I expect both these players are telling their setters, give me the ball when you're in a match like this and you want to win it. You're going to your setter and saying, set me everything.
Boston College, this would be a massive win if they could close this thing out. And I think if you're Jason Kennedy and the staff, you don't want this thing to go to 5, because then it's anybody's game, and those things, you know, tend to be anybody's game. That one goes out, and a kill for the Syracuse Orange as they try to mount a comeback here, and it snaps a 5-0 scoring run out of the media timeout. Lucy Mott to Ross. That one a little bit high. They'll go to the right side this time, and that time the block is set up perfectly for Harris, Waddy, and McLaughlin.
Well, that was a nice adjustment on the block. We've seen the last couple of the Syracuse block getting tooled, but McLaughlin, that left hand turned into the court, and that's what created that big block.
Ross touched with the left hand this time. Maeva trying to go over in 2, this time read well by BC. Good dig in the back by George. A little miscue there. Boston College defensively leads to a point for the Orange, and they're down by 1.
And we've seen Syracuse, they can rattle off a few points, and right now, if I'm BC, you've got to nail this pass, get out of this rotation, take off the pressure.
Mott tries the middle this time. Rolled off the top of the block. Backside, this time it's Ross on the right pin. Tight to the net, touched down, kept alive. Yamada throws it over. Here's Mott to Lane. And a whistle blows, net violation. Point goes to Boston College.
I gotta say, what a set out to Lane, and she really has a laser beam. I mean, that was such a quick arm. Wow. Quick set out, and she just whips this one down. I know that they were in the net, but that was a kill nonetheless.
It sure was, and the serve floats long out of the hand of Ross, gives a point back to the Orange.
Well, and when the BC block is doing so well, those missed serves just kind of take the wind out of your sails, because they've really defensively really elevated.
Maeva sends it away. Here's Lane. Tool in the block. Sequoia Lane. A little bit of a coming out party, I think, for Lane so far. White Plains, New York, sophomore.
Yeah,
5
coach
kills.
said if we need points, we're going to put her in, wanting to develop her to be that point scorer, finding those right opportunities, and I'd say they have found it tonight.
Yeah, 4 kills, 2 blocks in this set alone for Lane. This time it's McLaughlin finding the seam. Back and forth we go here in Chestnut Hill. Dig from McLaughlin, set from Yamada. Line shot from George is wide.
Well, another off speed from George. You can see they don't want to hit right into the block, trying to find opportunities to tool Boston College block and take that piece out, but it's not working right now. Jason Kennedy looks quite calm on the bench there, doesn't he? He's enjoying the match.
He told us that too, Nicole. He's like, when things are going great, I want to be the least involved person during the matches. I just want to encourage our team. Maeva to the middle. Harris Waddy. Nice little play drawn up by the Orange.
Well, in the break, I was telling you that the outsides have been the go-to for Syracuse, but Harris, Wadi, and Leia, the middles have really been getting some good numbers. 9 kills for Harris Wadi and 7 for Sawana Leia in the middle.
Ehrlich
just
couldn't touch
missing
that
the
one off
hands.
the block, yeah. Well, who's going to put together a run? 7 ties in this 4th set, 3 lead changes. Who wants it more down the stretch? Harris Wadi with the serve and the ace. Orange take a lead.
Well, the pressure's on this end of this set for BC, as especially they want to win. You got to take care of the serve, receive, the pass right now so you can run your offense.
Another tough serve there from Wadi. And
Nails the pass, though.
yeah, lift is called there on Syracuse. Boston College gets the point, 19 all.
Well, Marjanovic got aced on that first one. They serve the ball back to her, of course, because that's what you want to do, keep the pressure on, but she just handles that pass, no problem.
There she is, back behind the line, Marjanovic. Freshman from Belgrade, Serbia. Came out of the gate firing this year. 6'4" outside hitter, brings some size to this lineup. Here on the right side for the Orange, looking for a touch is Lorio. Not gonna get it.
And as we know, can't even whip out a challenge because Syracuse has lost both challenges. Only a timeout to try to slow things down.
Syracuse is going to call their first timeout of this set. Here's our Week 9 ACC Saturday football lineup. Noon Eastern, number 16, Virginia.
Solo blocks for her team to seal the deal and keep Boston College with momentum.
Sequoia Lane, a breakthrough 16-kill match against Stonehill back in mid-September, but has not hit the double-digit kill mark since that point. She's got 5 so far tonight. We are deep into the 4th. Boston College has a 2-1 advantage here in this best-of-5 match. Syracuse going to need a comeback, and that swing from Lorio goes long. Boston College inches closer to a potential
and the BC block.
Point here.
The BC block is not only creating points, but now errors. Syracuse is trying to avoid it, so giving them some points on the board there.
28 attack errors in this match. Somehow that one finds its way over the net. Good chance coming here for the Eagles, and it's Harrington on the right pin, 22-19.
Well, right now, BC has Harrington and Ross, 2 of their most powerful hitters on the court. That's a good rotation to be in as you're trying to close this one off.
So a 4-0 Boston College run leads to a timeout, the last of the set for Syracuse. And here you see Lorio missing on that swing long. And it's been the unforced errors, right, Nicole?
Absolutely, and BC's block is creating that, and their digs. They're getting a lot of digs in.
Not an easy schedule as well. They have to go down to the Florida swing as well and do the Florida State, Miami, Clemson, and Georgia Tech at home.
Yeah, there's definitely will be some takeaways for both these schools tonight as they prepare for the next matchup. I think Boston College made some good adjustments in order to put them in this position where they're at tonight.
I'm sure after this week, both of these teams will be glad they don't have to see the other one, because it is right back to back. You got to see these two. So Boston College 3 points away from taking this match. A whistle blows, and there's a net violation.
In the net.
Yeah.
Yep, in the net. Just a little bit too much press there on the block for BC.
So that ends a 4-0 scoring run for BC as Syracuse tries to get their way back into this thing. On the backside, Harrington has it stuffed, and that's Skylar George trying to fire up her squad here.
Oh yeah, this is crunch time. This is the red zone. You got to get to 25, and these are some huge blocks right now. You see Skylar George right hand kind of throws that one down into the seam, creating that big point.
Harrington off high hand, slowed down by the Orange. Here goes George again. Skylar George taking over here in the fourth.
Well, this is what Coach Jason Kennedy told us. These outsides are dangerous for Syracuse. So although they've been quieted at times by the block, they can certainly step up to that program this year as well that have really made an impact.
All tied, 22-22, 3-0 run for Syracuse. They are trying to force a fifth set here. If Boston College wins this fourth set, they would win the match. Marie Lorio stands behind the line and sends it away, and a whistle blows.
And out of rotation.
Yeah.
Wow. Haven't seen that haven't seen that all season. I saw it yesterday at my middle school game I was coaching, but looks like a little bit of confusion, and that is an unforced error.
Yeah, you really don't see that called very often at this level.
No.
But in a
They
critical
seem a little
juncture.
confused as well of what exactly was the out of rotation. But all right, you got to bounce back, nail this pass right now to keep it, not let it frazzle you.
Wow, that's a tough point to give back at this point in the match too. Here's George, able to work one through the block there. Skylar George has been the go-to option.
She's got some fire in her eyes right now, putting the team on her back on those last few plays, trying to get that momentum going. And this one out of system really does a nice job waiting. That's not easy to do when that set's coming from behind.
Coach Begg talked about her competitive nature and how it always comes up at the biggest points of the match. And Syracuse gets it to set point here in the fourth. Boston College will utilize their final timeout, and a 5-1 these two schools. You know, that could propel one or the other down the stretch of the season. Skylar George has been the hero late here in the fourth. She's got the ball in her hands, trying to send this thing to a fifth. And it's into the net. A service error evens it up.
Well, and here it comes down to defense, which, as we've been talking about throughout this entire match, BC has done a nice job with the block and also with the digs. You've got Brooklyn Yellen, the libero, right now with 21 digs.
Maeva has to chase that one down. McLaughlin way off the net. Collision and an overpass on Boston College's side. Here on the slide, kept up in the back row. Mott to Ross. Off the block. Set point, match point, Boston College.
Now that off speed should have been handled, but again, miscommunication there. Chance for Syracuse. Not able to put it away. BC gets another chance, and what do you know? Audrey Ross with a big kill.
It's Lucy Mott who leads this team in service aces. This one handled well by the Orange. Does it go wide? No. Even back up, McLaughlin with a kill. Her 15th of the match. And gotta win by 2. Could you ask for anything better on a Wednesday night? And another critical service error for Syracuse. Just when they get some momentum late in this one, they give it right back to the Eagles. And again, we're back to second match point. That's 5 service errors this set for Syracuse. Boston College, another chance to end it. And a roll shot just off the top of the hands of Marjanovic.
Well, you can see Marjanovic came in for that short one, but just not strong enough. When you're taking it overhead, you got to play the ball. That one, she got played there a little bit late on that decision.
Is that one that Yellen maybe can call her off, or is that her ball all the way?
Well, she can, but that was just a tough, good, fast shot.
Yeah, that's going to be a point. Boston College again back to match point. Sequoia Lane with the kill. 6 kills tonight for Sequoia.
And if I'm Syracuse, I'm probably keeping this set away from Sequoia Lane since we saw her get those 2 solo blocks to seal that last set. But they've got their star hitter, Gabby McLaughlin, in the front row for Syracuse.
There's McLaughlin off of the block and down. What a fight between these two schools. 27 all here in the 4th.
And Syracuse attacking the angle again on that side of the court. BC having trouble right now digging that ball when Syracuse is attacking angle.
Last 3 points, all McLaughlin kills. Out of system ball here for Boston College. Sequoia Lane with a wild swing there, looking for high hands, and Syracuse now. Finally a chance for set point.
Again, that set, not the time to be going for the big kill. It's very difficult coming over your head. You got to just put a good hand on it, put it in a good spot.
This is the first chance that Syracuse has had to send it to a 5th. Lucy Mott to the middle of the floor. What a diving save by Yamada. Another chance for the Eagles. It's Sequoia Lane with the roll shot. Yamada is there again on the left pin. And into the antenna, it looks like. Off of Syracuse. Boston College gets the point and evens it up again at 28 all. Wow.
I'm not even playing, but my hands are getting a little bit sweaty. I'm getting a little nervous over here. What a match.
Back even at 28. Maeva. George.
Well, George has really come up clutch when it's on the line. She is not letting anything go. Coming up, ripping the ball straight through the seam. Boston College was on fire blocking, but she really gets in the middle of that one.
Well, the Stars have taken over here late in this 4th set. Off the slide, the block. Skylar George. Soana Leea win the 4th. Force of the set. And Skylar George back behind the line, has had some success tonight. She's got 2 aces. And she floats one long. She's also got 3 service errors. Well, early leads are paramount in these shortened sets, Nicole. And if you can get out to one, you're in a pretty good position.
Absolutely.
Big swing from McLaughlin, has it turned away. Boston College out to an early 2-0 lead.
And again, the big block. BC is coming in to this set number 5 with 13 blocks on the night, make that 14. We saw it created a lot of trouble for Syracuse.
Big swing out of the back row. And just finds a piece for the Orange. 2-1. It's Lorio. Yamada with the serve. A high serve this time. And Ross out of system. Wadi has to tap it over. Couldn't get much behind it off the serve from Maeva. This time McLaughlin tries to push one deep corner. Yellen with a one-handed save. How many times have we said that tonight? McLaughlin gets into this one though and pushes it off the block to even it up 2-2. That's a season high 23 digs for Brooklyn Yellen tonight. Good job by the Orange fighting back after the early 2-0 deficit. Ooh, miscommunication.
But that serve, Yamada's creating a nice float serve, good spot on the court, giving BC some trouble. That created that tight pass. Not only is she keeping them in the game with these big digs.
To the right side, it's Harrington.
I don't know if you heard the thump on that ball, but that was a heavy one for sure. Getting the teammates fired up. Take a listen of this big swing. Really attacking that last foot of the court.
She's had a good match tonight, 9 kills for Harrington. Maeva tries to go over again in 2. This time BC was ready for it, and wow, Syracuse.
They got lucky on that one. BC did at least. Because that overpass, that's the kind of stuff right now. If you're a little bit nervous going into this 5th set, they've got to take care of the ball. We've seen a little bit of ping pong touches on both sides of the net.
Maeva all the way across the net. McLaughlin, and that finds the floor. You know, you kind of wonder, tired legs at this point in the match. How does that play into things?
That is one thing you never even let enter your mind.
It can enter our mind, though. Maybe not the players.
You can think about the ice bath after.
Yeah. Mott, wow. That was quick to Ross. An in-system, in transition there. That's when BC's at their best.
That fast tempo out to Ross has been successful tonight because it really creates that opening in the block, that one-on-one situation. The middle's not quite able to get there and close it.
That's a tough one there for Harris Wadi. Not much she could do with it. Boston College back up to a 2-point lead here. Again, we played to 15 points here in the 5th set. Still have to win by 2. Right side, nice little drop shot there from Lorio. Freshman's been impressive tonight.
That is a smart shot. That's exactly what I mean with maybe you're not getting that set you want, but you put it in a good position. Doesn't have to be the biggest kill ever, but that was the open court, and she found it.
Lorio nearing a double-double, the freshman from Ann Arbor. Back row attack from McLaughlin is there.
This is that play I was talking about. Maybe look at Yamada. She slides right in, not quite far enough off the net to get her big swing, but doesn't need it because she sees that open spot. Beautiful hand on the ball.
Mott straight to the middle. Good play dialed up by Boston College as Danica Rock, the recipient of that one. And that serve floats long. A service error. What would you expect? All tied up 7-7 here in the 5th set. Next point teams will switch sides. Tight to the net for Mott. Able to get it to Ehrlich.
Lucy Mott, BC setter, what a save. That one going tight to the net, get some pause on it, and Ehrlich, offensive weapon, look out.
Stick around, we're gonna come down to the wire in this one. 8-7, Boston College leads it in the 5th. To the wire here in the 5th set, 8-7, BC with the lead. And here's that last play.
And what a save by Lucy Mott. That ball going a little bit tight to the net. Not only does she not go in the net, she gets nice hands on the ball to set Bella Ehrlich in the middle. Freshman blocker stepping in for BC, making a big difference. Known for her defense, but also stepping up her offensive game.
26 assists on the match for Mott, 17 for Moore in this 6-2 system for Boston College. Tip shot over from Lorio. It misses. 9-7 BC.
Brooklyn Yellen, the libero, and the other color jersey there for BC. Watch how she follows this ball all the way to the line. She knows what's at stake, so I love how they're following that all the way, even in serve receive.
Yamada first contact. Out to the far side, George has it stuffed. On the right side, Harrington, whistle blows. Net violation on Syracuse. It's 10-7 Boston College.
Seen quite a few net violations. Blockers getting too tight, pressing those hands, kind of swatting them down on the block. You just see the forearm there, hitting the top of the net for two as well. They got a big win, as we mentioned, over top-ranked Miami in a reverse sweep last week. That reverse sweep means you're down 2 sets and you come back and win the next 3.
Hard to do, no question.
Yep.
Well, it's been hard to close out sets here in this match. Let's see if Boston College can do it, or does Syracuse have another comeback in them? That's a good start. Lorio out of the right side. She has really come on strong, the freshman for the Orange. 3rd on the team in kills tonight. She's got 10 now and 12 digs, a double-double for the freshman from Ann Arbor. Got a season high in kills in this match as Ehrlich is rejected out of the middle of the floor by Mayava.
Well, that was a good pass, and that's what you want to run the middles on when you get that good ball control and lift it up. But Syracuse knows that as well, so they got some nice hands pressed over.
Not a system here for Ross. Back row attack, and it falls for Gabby McLaughlin, who now has 21 kills on the match on 49 swings, hitting over 250. And Boston College will utilize a timeout. So back and forth we go, and timeout. You know, this might be a good time for the Orange to take a look down at those bracelets and remind themselves of that dream motto that they've been living by all year long. Yeah, living the dream. Discipline, relentlessness, effort, altruistic, and mindset. That's what it comes down to in these 5-set matches. On the slide, there it is, Harrington, but it's dug out in the back row by McLaughlin, but a free ball coming. Rock has it rejected by the Syracuse block. And the Orange go in front 11-10. Lorio's been on a roll back there behind the line. A 4-0 run for the Orange. Make it 5-0 on the service ace. Her first of the match couldn't have come in a bigger time. And Jason Kennedy and Boston College will use their final timeout.
But that doesn't mean they can't use her. They can set her back row as well and also take advantage of that passing. Now, I assume they're going to go after in the serve right now. Back to Marjanovic, as they just got an ace off of her. So look for Syracuse to keep the pressure on her in the front row.
And Marie Lorio has earned herself some more playing time in this match alone. A double-double for the freshman. And her serve goes long, though. Announcer jinx. Chalk it up to an announcer jinx.
Well, they iced the server. That's the whole point of that timeout. So that paid off for head coach Jason Kennedy. And now it's go time. Get that block going.
Boston College gets the ball back in. Danica Rock with the serve. A tough one. Handled well by the Orange. George with a roll shot, and it'll fall for a point.
It seems like BC is making the right read defensively, but just a little bit off not to get 2 hands on that dig and throwing the arm out there.
13 kills for George. She's back behind the line trying to get it to match point for Syracuse. Ross first contact. She gets it right back on the give and go. In transition to Ross. And a kill.
Ross in the front row. I'd be giving her every ball right now. Well, and you have Harrington as well, the opposite, who's also been doing well. 10 kills for Harrington, 19 kills for Audrey Ross on the outside. Oh,
Yellen
gosh, that is
into
not...
the net, and that forces match point.
We have not seen that from her tonight yet. Frustrated for sure, but what a game she has really had so far. One pass here for BC.
Anna Yamada on match point for Syracuse. Ross with the roll shot. Here comes the orange. McLaughlin has it sent back. Maeva right back to McLaughlin. High off that block of the Eagles. McLaughlin again trying to end it, and she does. Syracuse wins it on the road in 5 sets, 15-12 here in the 5th. They come from behind in the 4th, and they take the 5th.